Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be another grocery haul and meal plan for a family of 5. So if you would like to see some meal ideas and what we've bought to eat this week, then keep watching. So as I say at the start of these videos, I am required as per the CMA guidelines to tell you that I have worked with Tesco in the past. However, this has been bought with my own money and it's not an ad in any way, shape or form. But what I'm going to start with is showing you the grocery haul, so everything that we bought for this particular week ahead and what we're eating and like things that we stocked up on. But what I also did this week was I actually did an inventory of both our cupboards and our freezer and just checked everything that we had in the fridge so I could forward plan a little bit more when it came to doing this meal plan. So I was able to take things off my Tesco order and save myself a load of money, which I'm so glad that I did. And it's also given me a list of ideas of meals that I can make in the future without spending too much as well. So without any further ado, let's go on to the grocery haul part of this video and then I will talk you through the meal plan. So I'm going to start over in this corner. I can only apologise for the lighting because, believe it or not, it's actually 9:30 in the morning, but it's so miserable and grey that it's just really gloomy in our house today. But this is like store cupboard items and some other random bits as well. So I've got a cheap bottle of Sauvignon Blanc, it's Isla Negra. This is for cooking with. Obviously if there's any left over I will enjoy a glass of wine, but that's predominantly for recipes. I've got some soda water here because we've all been enjoying this recently, like adding it to squash, or like I like it with lime cordial and it's just nice to have in. I got more of that garlic that I like from Nishan, Italian tomato passata with added garlic and herbs. Then I've got a tin of mushy peas, a jar of sun-dried tomatoes there as well, and some seedless raspberry jam because we run out of jam. And then the other things here, like I wouldn't normally buy these to be honest with you, but I bought them on a whim the other day from another shop when I was just nipping somewhere and they were on offer. And I bought them just to stick in the kids' lunchboxes and they loved them. And normally I would make them myself, but at Tesco they were like 7 for £3, which I didn't think was too bad. And I'm just getting them, you know, on the off chance because Bill said, can we get these again, because he really liked them. But I think in future I will just make it all myself in little like silicone molds and stuff and send those in instead, because it is a lot of money really. And the only snacks I got were some of these. So these are the apple biscotti. Stan really likes them. To be honest, all the kids like them. And I recently stocked up on kids snacks from B&M. So if you haven't seen my B&M haul, I will leave that link down below as well, because that's where I tend to go now and again just to stock up on some like nice and cheap snacks. And I've sorted out all of my cupboards as well because it won't be long until our extension starts. So I just went through and organised everything, and I actually made like a inventory of everything that we got in, so when it comes to making meals in the future I can use these things up, and then when we do have the kitchen done and stuff we're not like having to put a load of food to one side. But this is the kids snack box in here, so there's loads of different like sweet treats and savoury treats in there, and then to the side of it all is pasta and then squash. So there we go, that is literally all the cupboard food storage we have. It's really annoying. So that's all of that. Then over here are some like bread, baking bits and frozen bits as well. So we've got the usual bagels. We're just obsessed. If we can get sesame bagels, then we will usually get them. Although the Warburton's ones are sliced, which is quite handy, but the New York bagels aren't. But these were on offer for £1. Got some mini naan breads to make naan bread pizza for the kids, and a normal toasty. And then we've got oven baked sweet potato fries at Mark's request. And then I've got some of the McCain home chips as well, but these are the lighter version. Just noticed that we don't really have anything like this in the freezer, and they're good to have in to use up with things now and again. Then we've got some prawn crackers, light brown soft sugar, chocolate chips, these are dark chocolate chips, and then also some plain flour as well because we've run low. So that's everything over here. And then here is all the fruit and veg and like meat and dairy produce, that kind of thing. So I'm going to start in this corner here. So I got a pot of basil just because I thought I'll give it a go and see how long it will last on my windowsill, because we're going to use that for a few recipes this week because we're doing like pasta and that kind of thing. We have some leeks here, loose leeks. I got 3 of them and that cost me £1.37, but they are absolutely huge. Don't know if you can see how big they are, they're massive. Got some spring onions, a cucumber, we have some carrots here, so I've got 4 carrots for 58p, 3 white onions for 31p. We had 6 bananas, but Stan has taken one of those to eat with his dad. So we are down to 5 now, but that was £1 for 6. And then 2 loose broccolis. I say loose, they've been put in a bag, but they were £1.51 for those, and they're really big actually. Then I got 3 avocados, loose ones, because these were pretty much half price, so I stocked up on those. And then I have some watercress, spinach and rocket and baby leaf salad. They are like 2 for £2 or 2 for £3, something like that. A huge bag of baby spinach. They're great for like omelettes and various recipes. Mark loves spinach. Then I've got 2 bags of the grated mozzarella, which will last really well in the fridge, but also do for a few recipes that we're doing. And then also some tarragon, which is amazing with chicken. And then over here, puff pastry, apples. We've got another Lurpak. This was on offer, so I was pleased to see that, because we love Lurpak, but obviously it is more costly. If I ever nip to Aldi, I will grab their version because it's really nice. But today we've got the proper stuff. Got some salted butter for baking, and then we have a huge tub of creme fraiche, because this will actually go across 2 recipes that I'm doing. We have some baby plum tomatoes and some sweet mixed baby tomatoes. Got loads of yellow and orange ones in this one. I'm actually doing a roasted tomato risotto dish, so I wanted to get some that were a little bit nicer for that. Ham chunks, like honey roast ham chunks. We have some lasagna sheets here, a big pack of 18 petit falou, because these were on offer for £2, which is quite good value for this brand. And the normal brand that I would get, you know, like the Asheville Farm or whatever they're called, they were like not even available online, so we got these instead. 2 packs of pork and Bramley apple sausages. These are going in one big recipe and should stretch quite far. A really nice recipe actually, so that's in the description bar, but I will tell you about that in a sec. Bacon lardons. We have chicken breast fillets. I got the really big pack, so £5.50, but there's 5 fillets in here, so that will stretch across a few meals. Some salmon fillets, just a plain salmon, and that is mainly for Mark and the kids, because I hate this stuff. And we have some gosh quinoa and sweet corn bites. These were amazing. We had these last week and they were so nice just to sort of stick in your fridge and have for like lunches, or we had a falafel bowl. It was incredible. Then we also have a 16-piece Chinese selection to go with one of the meals that we're having this week. I actually might divide it between 2 of the meals actually, but these were on offer, so that's why I picked those up. Got some streaky bacon, and then finally we've got some blueberries, raspberries and strawberries, and then everything else like is just leftovers in the fridge that we're trying to use up, and also in the freezer as well. So that is everything. I'm going to pop this away and then I will run through the meal plan with you. So on to the meal plan part of this video. So on the Friday of this week we actually ended up having a takeaway. We had an Indian takeaway just because we've been really sleep deprived at the moment and we really fancied one. The kids actually had a quick tea because my eldest has jiu-jitsu on a Friday and it's really tricky to feed them afterwards otherwise, because they just get too hungry. So they had the Ella's Kitchen fish dippers. They're like fish shapes that we bought a week previous from the freezer, and they also had some chips and some mushy peas, so it's a bit like a chippy dinner but a bit healthier for them. Then on Saturday I actually went out with friends, so it was a bit of an indulgent weekend for me. I went out and had some Turkish food. It was amazing, and Mark was at the football, so what I did for the kids were some naan pizzas. Now if you want to try this, it's nothing special. I just get mini naan breads and then I mix together some tomato paste and some curry paste, so normally korma because it's just a little bit more child friendly. I spread that onto the naans and then I top with a mixture of grated mozzarella and grated cheddar cheese. You can buy those cheese mixes at most supermarkets, and then we had things like cooked chicken or sweet corn, or you can add like peppers, tomatoes, that kind of thing, and then I pop them in the oven until they're nice and like bubbly and golden brown, and the kids really enjoy them. You could cut them into little fingers and dip them into mango chutney if you wanted to, but they've just gone down a treat and we've been making them for years and the kids really like them. So that was what they had on the Saturday. Then on the Sunday we made a chicken and tarragon pie with carrot and swede mash and broccoli. Now the chicken and tarragon pie that I like to follow is the Hairy Bikers one, but it's like a healthier version. I do a couple of tweaks, but I will leave that recipe link down below for you so you can check that out because it's a nice one. It's really good. And then on Monday we had speedy sausage lasagna. Now I did some work with Channel Mum. It was it, I think it was like September, October, November. So if you were following me back then, or on Instagram when I mentioned that I was making recipes for another channel, I was doing it for Channel Mum. Now this was one of the favourite ones that I did. I had to film their recipes for them and create them all, so they had the footage to use. And my favourite by far was the speedy sausage lasagna, and my family absolutely love this one. I will leave it linked down below. It's not an ad, I was obviously paid to create the content for them, however we're just making this again because it's really blinking good. So I will link that one linked down below for you. Tuesday is one that I've made countless times, and it's special fried rice. I have a recipe on here in a video which I will leave linked down below for you as well, but it's just a really big winner with my kids. Like, my kids love anything with like rice or spaghetti or couscous. Like, it's usually stuff that makes a lot of mess actually, but it goes down really well with them, and it's very quick and easy to do. And then on Wednesday we made the Chinese chicken curry with rice using the Mayflower curry sauce. So if you watched my video recently, it was a B&M haul. I picked that up there because we absolutely love it and it's so tasty, and everyone in my family loves that. And then on Thursday we had a roasted tomato risotto with parmesan, and then I served it with some rocket and some balsamic glaze and some garlic bread. Now the risotto was like a bit of just a fiddle around really, but I basically bought I had 2 punnets of cherry tomatoes. I roasted them in the oven with some garlic and some olive oil and seasoning and some basil, and when they'd gone really soft and sweet, I actually popped them in a jug with some stock and I blitzed it all with a hand blender, and that kind of made a really tomatoey, tasty, garlicky stock to add to the risotto bit by bit. I added a bit of wine to it, I added like a chopped onion, and it was just so tasty. It was really good, especially like mixing through some parmesan. It was nice and like cheesy and tart and sweet at the same time. It was a really good one to try and very easy as well. So those were all the meals that I did this week, but as I mentioned at the start of this video, I went through all of my cupboards recently, and if you don't do this very often, you'll be so surprised at what's lurking back there. At least in our house, we always fall victim to like buying another tin of beans just in case, or another tin of chopped tomatoes, and I need to make sure that I keep checking more regularly. We are trying to clear out all of our kitchen cupboards and things like that slowly but surely as our kitchen renovation starts, but we're having a lot of work done around the whole house, but in particular it's going to be quite difficult to be able to store everything otherwise, and we just want to get rid of as much as we can. And I went through and I made an inventory on my phone, on my notes, and this actually also goes over to my computer, so I can check it on my computer at any time as well. But I made a freezer inventory, so everything that is in there that can be used up, and also a cupboard inventory. And then every time we have like used one of those, I like tick it off because there's a little tick function on your notes, and it's been so handy because now I've got ideas of like recipes to make in future weeks, and it saved us money as well, because I went through my whole Tesco shop and I was like, well, we've already got that, don't need it, we've already got that, don't need it, and you will surprise yourself. I think sometimes it's just being time poor and being in a rush and trying to just get things sorted as quickly as possible, and then before you know it, you've got like about 80 tins of beans in your cupboard or something like that. But definitely do it if you have like, if you shop your stash, so to speak, and go through and see what you've got. It's actually quite fun as well, because you can make up new like recipes as you go, and it'll inspire you of like, how can I use these 2 tins of chickpeas that's a bit different than just doing like hummus or something, and it's a good way to start anyway. But yeah, that is the end of this video, so I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. I do these videos quite regularly, so if you like meal ideas and inspiration and things like that, then hopefully you will enjoy my channel. But other than that, I will love you and leave you. I hope you have a lovely day whatever you're up to, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye!